podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Sofia.
Today we're talking about body positivity, body image, and all of those cool and awesome things.
Not awesome, really. I mean,
Well, when it's great, you have
That's true.
super body positive and you love your body and it's all great, then everything's fabulous. When you're on the other end of the spectrum, though, things can get a little messy.
That's true. I really associate body image with negative things because I've hated my body for most of my life, and I think it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, but it's also, what we're seeing on magazines, and especially, now on social media, it's not real. And a lot of times I forget that, and I compare myself not only to, other people's highlight reel, which is just, shitty, but also to, airbrushed, cellulite-free, all that stuff.
I actually was really relieved when I learned of the apparatus behind what makes a celebrity pretty. I think now it's more fashionable to be transparent about it. They have Insta stories about their makeup artist doing their makeup, or they post on social media about what their stylist picked for them. But back in the day, that wasn't really a thing. I think it was even negative to admit that you had any help.
Yeah, exactly. And now you see a lot of social media content creators. They actually post oh, I'm getting Botox injections at my cosmetologist's office today. Come with me. I'll show you all the stuff. I get my lips injected. I get Botox in my forehead and all that stuff. So even though the process is super open now, and a lot of celebrities and influencers are letting us see the behind the scenes, it doesn't detract from the fact that we don't look like that on a day-to-day basis.
True.
And, we still see them looking 100 all the time. Especially people who make their living off of, physical appearance, makeup bloggers and
fitness models,
fashion bloggers, influencers on Instagram. It's still how they make their money at the end of the day.
I just brought that up because it was so freeing for me to realize they did so much, and I'm oh, I'm not about that life. It's fine. I can just live with what I have. I don't even honestly know how to wear makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Beauty blender, who is she?
No, it's an item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're so cute. I love you so much. Oh, man.
Yeah, so it was really freeing for me. But I think for younger girls and guys, they only see that that's what you have to look like to get to even a baseline of attractiveness or just going out into the world.
And it also is a thing where it's oh, if I don't look like that, I can't have this. If I don't look like that, I can't have that. Because a lot of times you see celebrities in very loving relationships with really attractive people, and you're oh, if I don't look like that, then I can't have that. First of all, it's not
the whole image.
Yeah, exactly. It's but that's what you have to realize is that it is an image that's been fabricated and created in order to portray a certain lifestyle, certain products, certain
brand, yeah.
Brand. Thank you. That's the main word I was looking for.
And by the way, that thinking that I can't have X until I lose weight is bullshit.
Oh yeah, 100% bullshit.
I think that when in our heads, when we think about how we'll be when we're skinny, we think about a different kind of person we'll be. You'll magically turn into a different person who's intrepid and adventurous and confident, where what you'll be is just lighter. That's it. Yeah. And if you want to be all those other things, you can totally work on that now. What we said before in the Happy documentary, you can work on your happiness first and on those intrinsic goals rather than the extrinsic goals.
Exactly. And don't let the size of your waistline stop you from doing the things that you want to do. And we're not only talking about taking a trip that you've been putting off or flirting with a really cute guy. I'm talking about other things that you do for yourself. Oh, I can't pull off that dress, or oh, I could never wear X, Y, or Z.
Or keeping something that is way too small for you and you're I'm going to wear this when I lose X pounds.
Exactly, because every time you see that piece of
you're just going to feel really shit about yourself.
You're just going to be oh, I'm still not good enough. And that reel is going to keep playing in your head. And guys, it's bullshit because you guys are good enough. And one amazing thing that's been happening, like, to kind of put all of this, like, branded, like, very fabricated imagery that we see on social media all the time into perspective is this huge body positivity movement, which is taking a lot of world by storm, which I think is great. What do you think, Sophia?
I really like it because I see women who are my size and kind of look like me, and I'm like, oh, they're actually beautiful. But when I look at myself, I think I'm hideous.
For some reason, there's like a weird disconnect.
Yeah, there is a weird cognitive dissonance with that, and it's just healthy to see like a variety of bodies. I mean, even with the plus size industry, I feel like even when they're trying to be empowering and showing a plus size model, it's still a certain body type. Like the waist still has to be like way skinnier than the boobs and the butt for some reason.
And the stomach has to be flat still.
Yeah, and there's no rolls. I'm not saying that fat people always have to be front and center, but there definitely has to be a variety of the bodies that we show in the media.
Exactly, because guess what, guys? There's a variety of people all over this earth. So in order to, like, actually show everyone and represent everyone and have there be, like, visible diversity, there can't only be a certain type of body, even if that certain type of body fits into a different category than what is the norm.
Yeah, and it would actually be a more accurate world in your film or your book or whatever if not even fat people, but like non-size 0 people were in it. Yeah,
exactly. One thing that I thought was like actually hilarious that a lot of campaigns are doing are like real women, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, everyone is a real woman if they identify as a woman.
Yeah.
Second of all, what is a fake woman?
I also think it's hilarious when they're like, oh, these curvy women are representing, and they're like size 4.
But like curvy,
quote unquote curvy.
I know, exactly.
I'm like, where?
Show me now.
What was the craziest thing, if anything, you did to try to lose weight?
Oh my god, guys, listeners, I have done so many crazy things, and honestly, it's not fucking worth it, because like at the end of the day, we all know what works. It's like diet and exercise and like making sure you're hydrated and getting out of sleep. Literally just like 4 basic things. They work every time. But, you know, that's not really sexy sell. You know, it's not really enticing. It's not really like...
It's not a quick fix.
Yeah, it's not the instant gratification that like I'm accustomed to in my day-to-day life. Like, which I know is like weird to say, but like if I want Thai food, I just like order it online. If I want any, like, fashion accessory, I order it online. If I want to, like, see my friends, I just, like, text them, and they can be in my house in, like, 20 minutes. You know, like, everything just happens so much faster. And because, like, weight loss is something that is, like, really fraught for a lot of people with, like, a lot of emotion, that the idea of a quick fix and instant gratification is so appealing. And, like, I've fallen into that trap many, many times before. Is that how you feel about it as well?
Well, what I hate is when people call people fat and they ascribe that as a negative thing, is you're putting a moral value on just the physical size.
Exactly.
So, like, skinny equals good and fat equals bad. And you're assuming all these things about this person. Like, they're lazy, they're good for nothing, they're a burden on society.
You know, sit around all day, watch TV all day.
And then it's the other way, too, because skinny people are just, they're assumed to be healthy and good people just because skinny is beautiful, or they're just not fat. It's horrible. It's just a size, and you can be a good person and be a fat person and be an asshole and be a skinny person.
I mean, we all know a skinny person who's an asshole. It's because, you know, maybe... they're hungry. I don't know. Totally joking, by the way. Totally joking. But still.
Yeah, and a skinny person can also have health problems. That's the thing also with people who rail against the body positivity movement, is they talk about how it glorifies quote-unquote obesity. But you never go to a skinny person and look at them and think about their health problems and think about how that's a burden on society. Like, you never go up to a skinny girl in McDonald's and be like, hey, you shouldn't be eating those French fries. Like,
no, that's true.
Nobody should be eating those French fries.
We all know this, but they're delicious. So we're here.
Yeah, so like if you're gonna pick on people for eating bad food, at least pick on everyone equally.
Yeah, go to McDonald's and everyone you see, just pick on them.
Just go with a loudspeaker and just, preach.
Or stand by the ice cream section in Safeway and just shame everyone that walks by equally.
Like that lady in Game of Thrones who has her bell, like shame. Shame.
Oh man, but it's so true because a lot of the people that are against the body positivity movement, which is like, first of all, body positivity is all about accepting your body as it is.
That's all.
That is it.
And not ascribing any type of moral value towards your size or your fat content of your body.
Exactly. Not letting how you look define who you are as a person. Which I think everyone can have value from that.
Yeah.
No matter what your size is. And one thing that I actually learned about the body positivity movement that I didn't actually know before was that there are a lot of like different, let's say, factions of like the body positivity movement, and some of them can be like extremely belligerent because some people like myself who are trying to be body positive, especially like people who are well known on Instagram, who are body positive, they will have like cosmetic procedures done, and apparently some of the factions who are like super into body positivity rail on that, and they're like, you're not really body positive if you get your lips done, you're not body positive if you get Botox, and I don't think that that's true.
I mean, it's all really messy and complex, but I think the last thing we should be doing is going against each other for trying to just be happy with our bodies. I think we just have to come at it with love and not just put rules on how we should feel about our bodies.
Exactly. And I feel like the whole point of the body positivity movement is so that everyone who ascribes to this movement and identifies with it just feels value in being themselves. And it's really honestly disappointing to see people who are taking that away from other people just because of what they decide to do.
I have to say, though, like, if you want to do something with your body and you hail yourself as body positive, at least be open about it. Like, have some integrity about it.
Exactly. Don't be like, oh, this is my normal body and I really love it, where in fact, like, you have implants or, whatever it is. Because, like, just own up to it. Because that's another way.
Yeah, if you're so body positive, then tell us.
Exactly. Okay, I'll start. Are you ready?
Okay, great.
Is everyone ready?
Okay.
Are you guys ready? Okay. So I get my lips done. I'm still body positive, but now I just have like really juicy, beautiful lips. That's it.
Yeah, I told you this. You were pretty before and you're pretty now. It's just like you wanted lips. So you bought them.
So I bought them. Guys, let us know what you think about body positivity and like what it means to you. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, where's your opinion on that plastic surgery, body modification divide that the factions have been divided about?
Exactly. And one other thing that I was like kind of just like blown away by, but not in a good way, not in a good way at all, was that a lot of these more belligerent factions are getting upset that body positive influencers, I guess, on Instagram are working out. Which I think is like, come on, guys. All they're doing is like, they love the body that they're in.
But you're taking care of your body.
Exactly. And like, yes, maybe that means for some people, like trying to lose weight because they have health problems they want to avoid in the future. Or just like trying to like make themselves have more energy on a day-to-day basis. And it's not all about going against the body positivity movement. It's taking the best of it and like also paying attention to the other areas of your life.
That reminds me of Christians who like don't believe in going to the doctor because they think that God will take care of them. Like God invented doctors also. So just God invented medicine.
And like science.
You can do that. Like, yeah, you can partake if you want. God didn't say anything about living in the Stone Age.
So exactly. Yeah. It's just like, guys, come on. There has to be, like, an element of, like, common sense here.
I think they just feel like it's a personal attack. Like, if you fight, I empathize. If you fight so hard to love yourself and you feel like you're in this sisterhood where everybody's proclaiming that they love themselves as they are, and then you see somebody else, a member of that group, changing themselves in any way, then you feel like it's a personal insult to you as well. Because it's like, oh, I thought that I was beautiful and this movement kind of validated my beauty and confidence that I worked so hard for.
Mm-hmm.
So they see someone else trying to change themselves and they take it on themselves personally.
You know, that's a really interesting way to look at it, and I hadn't thought about it before. I can definitely see why some people would be, like, disturbed / distraught / like, angry that this person's trying to change who they are when they fought so hard to accept themselves as is. But at the same time, I think that the only thing that I find problematic is when you pass judgment on others and make them feel bad about it, because that's not cool. Especially in a movement as, like, forceful and valuable as body positivity.
Yeah, and body positivity is so ubiquitous now that it's hard to imagine a time that it wasn't there for us. But it really truly is revolutionary to have women who are not a size 0 being proud of themselves and just feeling beautiful and making other women feel beautiful. It's really easy to take for granted. As far as being open, again, like, I think that that's an integrity that you have to have, especially if you put yourself out there as someone who loves people for the body that they have and espouses that message. I just hate when celebrities say that, like, you know, I hate when celebrities say love yourself for who you are, but you know they had surgery and they're not open about it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, these are my natural lips.
Yeah, like, we have Google images. We can place them side by side.
Yeah.
There's a specific person I'm thinking about. I'll tell you later. Like, I watch her movies, like, pre-2000-ish, and I'm like, oh, that's the old you. And then after, it's like, oh, that's when you got your nose done.
Yeah. And, like, either way, yeah, you know, you do.
Yeah, I would accept you anyway, but don't be out there being like, love yourself for who you are.
When, like, that wasn't a personal journey that you took. But you're preaching it.
Thank you.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes they get awarded, like, beauty awards for, like, from a men's magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's just my parents' genes. I just want to thank them. And I'm like,
You should you should really thank your personal trainer.
Yeah.
And you should thank your chef and the millions you have in the bank.
I mean, healing from major surgery is also something you get in your genes, I guess.
Yeah.
Technically true.
It's technically true. We'll let it pass. We'll let it slide, guys.
But not really. I'm still bitter.
You know, even when it comes to body positivity, it wasn't a movement that I was aware of for a really long time, even after it first started. And before that, I used to do the craziest things to, like, make myself become the person that I wanted to be. And a lot of them were extrinsic things that I was trying to do. Like, I wasn't really, you know, working on myself at all. It was more of, like, what can I do to control my body so I look, not necessarily become, but I look like the person that I want to be.
It was all about other people's voices in your head and not yours.
Outer validation versus, like, knowing, like, you know what, I am valuable and I am good enough and I am fucking funny. Like, letting yourself celebrate, like, all of the good things that you are and all of, like, the maybe not so great parts about you, because it's all you at the end of the day.
Yeah, if you want to improve something, accepting that thing is part of it.
Yeah. What was the craziest thing you've done?
Oh my goodness.
To try and look like the person that you want to be.
I honestly, it's so sad I can't even remember my first diet, but it was probably, like, somewhere in middle school.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it's not an uncommon story.
Yeah.
Anything from, like, following some crazy diet fad. Atkins, what's up?
Shout out to Atkins. Doesn't really have longevity built into the plan.
To, like, just straight up starvation or, like, stupid, like, cayenne lemon water cleanse.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
You know what I used to do, actually, was I actually used to stick to this, like, very strict regimen of foods that I could and could not eat based on the number of carbs that were in them.
Right.
And I used to take injections every single day.
Of what?
HCG, I believe it was.
What does that mean?
It's just a different type of hormone. And I used to take injections in the stomach every single day and I've done this for like at least like 9 months. Broken out by like 3-month periods, I believe. But yeah, it was crazy the things that I used to try and do.
But what was that supposed to do?
Oh, just like help me lose a lot of fat really quickly.
I mean, if I can remember from anatomy, that's human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG.
I think so. I don't know. And you know how old I was? I was like in high school.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because I just never felt good enough. And I felt like I had to do something drastic to change who I was. But like when I look back, like I was actually a bomb-ass kid in high school. Like I was awesome.
When I look back at my old pictures, I'm like, I was so cute. What was there to be insecure about?
I know. And I just like wish I could tell my younger self, like, dude, if someone judges you by the way you look, they're not worth being around, even if they seem cool or they're popular or whatever. Like, your insecurity is, I mean, I wouldn't tell myself that it's not valid, but like, I would just guide myself, like, you need to work on you, like, on the inside before you even take a look at you on the outside. But that doesn't mean, like, you know, go crazy and, like, eat fast food all the time. Just, like, take care of yourself a little bit better and try and learn, like, who you are and, like, be okay with everything you are, all the good stuff and all the bad stuff.
Going through what we go through as women now as adults, it hurts more when I see it happen to younger girls.
Oh my God.
Like, because I remember being at the age that my niece is now, she's 15, and just looking at her and thinking about what I was thinking at that age and what I had to go through at that age. I'm like, I cannot believe that I went through that, and it's a shitty rite of passage. That
it's just like an icky, shitty thing. And like, I have a little cousin who is honestly just like the smartest, like spunkiest girl, and she is 11 years old now, I believe. I hope she's 11 years old. Or 10, maybe. But I remember I was visiting her and her family a couple years ago, and this belief that she had about herself was that if I'm not skinny, that means I'm not pretty.
At 11?
No, this was like a couple years ago.
Oh
so
my
like
goodness.
8, 9.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it just like broke my heart, and I told her, I was like, you know that's not true, right? You can be beautiful no matter what your body looks like. And then her mom actually came into the room and was like, actually it is true. If you're not skinny, you're not pretty. And I was like, oh
what
my
the
God.
fuck?
And like, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. If that is true, her mama is like not so cute. Which is like why I was so disturbed by this. I'm like, you probably have gone through something similar. Like, why would you even say that to your kid? And like,
yeah, she went through it, and now her kid's going through it. Like, you're making the cycle continue. That's horrible.
I know. And like, obviously, I can't really say anything because.
Well, you said it now.
I said it now.
It's in public now.
I couldn't say anything then because, first of all, I was just so in shock that even happened. But like, second of all, it's just like. It's just a difficult topic to talk about, especially when a kid has such ingrained ideas about, like, what is beautiful and what is not in a very unhealthy way.
Yeah, it hurts me, too, when I see little girls and teenage girls who are, like, so confident. They believe they're magic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're so spunky and smart, and then somehow, over the years, the world beats it out of them.
And you know what?
It's fucked up.
You know what part of the world beats it out of them?
What?
Marketing and branding. Those two things beat it out of them. But I know exactly what you mean because listeners, Sophia, you guys are magic. You are magic. Every little thing about you, every freckle, every dimple, cellulite or otherwise, like, it's all amazing.
And even if you don't like our body and you think you're ugly, like, your job is not being pretty.
Yeah, like, exactly.
You can be ugly in the world, and that's your right.
Yeah. Okay, let me say something.
What?
Marie Curie. Do you know what she looks like?
Yeah.
And do you know what, like, amazing accomplishments and, like, beautiful things she brought to this world?
I mean, she probably glowed because she was radioactive.
OG
literally.
I don't know what Marie Curie looks like, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Marie Curie is the perfect name for a highlighter.
Ah, yes!
Me, who knows nothing about makeup, would buy a highlighter
called Marie Curie. Oh my gosh, if anyone out there is listening.
Or like a glow in the dark nail polish.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, listeners, if you have a makeup or nail polish line, we really want this to happen.
Yeah, we're not even gonna take royalties or anything.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I just want to see that out there in the world.
I know. Please send us some of your Marie Curie highlighter or glow in the dark nail polish. It would be awesome. Oh man.
So, what's your favorite food to eat?
In general?
In general.
You know what my like absolute favorite thing?
I think so, but you say it first.
What? Okay. Ice cream.
Okay.
I love ice cream, and like I have to be careful about it because
of course
it's just like a lot of sugar, but it's like so good. Oh my god. Ice cream is my downfall, so much so that like I cannot keep it in the house. Otherwise, like I will eat an entire pint and like I won't even feel bad about it. And like that's why I can't keep it in the house.
I have the same thing with sweets because on one hand I don't keep it in the house because I'll just like dig in there like and not enjoy it even while I'm eating it.
For me, every bite is like heaven. It's like magic in a bite. Oh,
I think it's like I hate myself while I'm doing it. Like I don't allow myself to just enjoy it. So either like don't keep it in the house or keep it in the house but then hate myself.
Either way, you're not winning.
Having a body is just exhausting. Seriously.
Really, having a woman's body is exhausting.
Yeah, and a lot of my depression, personally, is tied with binging. So whenever I would get into a mood, I would just eat and eat and eat. And it wasn't even that I was hungry anymore. It's just like food would be the only thing that would make me feel something good, as opposed to just being numb and sad. So most of the weight I've gained over my life is linked to depression. It's just depression weight. It's literal emotional baggage on my body.
And you know what? I can actually totally relate to that because when I was in, let's say, college, probably the first 2.5 years, I was seriously depressed, and that's when I gained a lot of weight. And you know what my downfall then was?
Ice cream.
Fucking ice cream! Ben & Jerry's. But, like, thankfully, I've been able to, like, have a better relationship with sweets, especially ice cream, because I love it so much. But it's like you, where, like, I cannot keep it in the house because I will finish it. And, like, while I enjoy every single bite, like, all of that sugar bouncing around in my system does not make me feel good. You know? So it's just something that, like, I know about myself and I have to keep in mind.
Yeah, I just want to have a good relationship with food because food is great. Like, I don't want to associate it with something horrible that happened to me. And food is really hard as an addiction or as a coping skill because you need it anyway. You need to eat.
Yeah, it's not like...
So it's not like you can just quit cold turkey.
I mean, no you pun could, intended. But then you die. No pun intended. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I know. I wish also that it was easier to get more healthy food in my life. In my stomach, really.
I also think skinny girls have sort of this weird leeway to eat what they like and binge, and they're still sort of seen as cute, which annoys the hell out of me.
Which if, like, I ate 5, like, huge-ass burgers, it would not be cute.
No.
I also wouldn't feel cute eating
Yeah, or like, you know, you see in a movie or TV where like a girl bites into a ginormous burger and the man is like, damn girl, you can eat, that's sexy. But if that girl weighed like 50 pounds more, it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Or it'd be seen as disgusting.
Yeah, which is like, really, guys? Really? And this is specifically to guys. Really, guys? Really? But yeah, again, it's like those, you know, Jack in the Box commercials where it's like a sexy supermodel.
Oh, I think
like,
it's Carl's Jr.
Oh, Carl's Jr., thank you. Sorry, Jack in the Box, no offense.
All you have is a stupid mascot with a stupid circle for a head.
Ooh, burn.
They're not going to sponsor.
Yeah, they're definitely not about it. Neither is Carl's Jr. because we're about to trash them.
Okay, what about?
You know how they have those commercials with, like, the thin girl who's, like, a supermodel, like, stuffing her face, like, getting all this food?
Yeah, it totally relies on that trope of, like, the skinny girl who likes to eat and is sexy.
Yeah, which is, like, really, guys? Come on. Like I'm telling you guys, marketing and branding, it not only, like, defines a lot of, like, social constructs and standards, but it also reinforces it a lot. And it takes a lot for people to, like, create a movement around deconstructing that. So, like, hats off to, like, all the body positivity people.
Yeah, you're right. It's a battle that's still being fought.
And honestly, I'm not sure it'll ever be won completely.
But I'm glad there's at least something to counteract it.
No, absolutely. Yeah. We have so many more thoughts on body positivity, guys, and body image and all that good stuff.
Yeah, this was just our little rant as, like, women, like, curvy women who just have bodies in the world.
We just have bodies, and therefore we're qualified to talk about this. And you guys are too. You're qualified.
We're just trying to have a healthy relationship with food, with ourselves. We're trying to love ourselves the way we are. It's not perfect.
And it's not easy. And we don't win every day. And, you know, it's just hard. But we're trying, and we're not going to give up.
Yeah, we're just here to share our story, and we'd love to hear yours.
Yes, if you have any stories about body positivity or your struggles with body image or what you think about the body positivity movement, shoot us an email at selfhelpuspodcast@gmail.com. We would really love to hear from you.
Thank you so much for listening. If you liked our podcast, remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and share with your friends.
Yes, especially this one because just share the love, guys.
Yeah, this is an issue that's really close to our heart.
So if you know someone who has been thinking a lot about this particular thing, maybe this will help. If it does, great. We're very happy.
Try your best to live your best life, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.